duty now to welcome our chief guest as well as all the participants to this program. Let me have the privilege of first and foremost welcoming Dr. Mohan Menon sir. Professor Menon sir is a highly accomplished academician. Sir has served in various capacities, not only in India but across the globe. Sir has to his credit a number of accomplishments which would be of pride to any individual working in the field of education. Sir was the former chairman of the National Institute of Open Schooling. He was the director School of Education in IGNOU. Sir was, in fact, the chief and director of the UNESCO Education Program in Palestine. Further, Sir has also served as the Pro Vice Chancellor of Wawasan Open University in Malaysia. Sir was also a program officer in the Commonwealth of Learning, and the list goes on endlessly. In fact, there are very few individuals I have come across who don multiple hats with ease, as Mohan Menon sir does. And it is indeed our proud privilege to have such a luminary, such a dignitary to inaugurate this program, which is of so vital importance to all the functionaries working in various capacities at the study center. Sir, it is our ultimate privilege, and I deem it a great honor to welcome you to the program, and I request you later to inaugurate this session as well. We also have all coordinators with us from various study centers. It is my privilege and honor to welcome all the coordinators of our various learner support centers to this program. I also welcome the assistant coordinators and other part-time staff who have joined and will be joining in good numbers a bit later to this program. And it is our privilege to host this training program for them. I also have with me our colleagues from not only this regional center but also other regional centers in Kerala. Let me welcome Dr. Satyakirti Sri Raja, our Assistant Registrar. Then we have Dr. Priya with us, who is Assistant Regional Director. Then we also have Dr. Pramila from IGNOU Regional Center Vadagara. Then Dr. Jalaja Kumari is with us from IGNOU Regional Center Cochin. And we have other colleagues from various other regional centers. And let me also put on record that this program is also attended by the regional director of RC Cochin, Dr. Dorothy ma'am, who has taken time out of her very busy schedule to join this session. We are also joined by our other colleagues at the regional center of Trivandrum, Sri Kumar Gaurav, Sri Rajan Pillai, and all others who have been so closely and intimately associated with this program. I would also like to mention the name of Sri Sajid, who is doing all the background activity as far as providing technical assistance to this program is concerned. And it is our privilege to have you all at this program, because this program is of vital importance. As soon as I joined, as soon as I took charge as regional director at IGNOU Regional Center Trivandrum, I found that there are several areas in which we could do better if we were given a training, if our staff were given a training in the functioning of various aspects concerning the study centers. This includes both the administrative as well as financial activities. So we thought that at the earliest possible we will convene an online session which would be both theoretical as well as practical, and all our coordinators, assistant coordinators, and the functionaries could benefit from this program. I'm sure most of you are very well experienced in this field. However, your experience only adds a kind of luster to this program, because we have a substantial discussion element in this program as it is planned, and therefore your views, your inputs will also help us. And those who are already well versed in all these activities, it will be like a refresher program for you. And for others who are new to the system, it will definitely be an orientation program. And not taking much time away from this program. And I sincerely and wholeheartedly thank each and every one of you for your presence on this very busy working day. And let me take the honor now of welcoming and requesting Professor Mohan B. Menon, sir, to deliver the inaugural address.
Good morning, Dr. Rajesh and other full-time as well as part-time supporting staff of IGNO in the regional centers, Thiruvananthapuram especially, the other two regional centers also, and also the learners support centers all over the Trivandrum region. Some of you I know personally, but some I'm seeing for the first time. But I always feel that I am with all of you because IGNO has been my institution right from its beginning. So when Dr. Rajesh invited me to inaugurate this, some memories will go back to the earlier days of IGNO when we used to be doing it face to face, going to the regional centers and the coordinators and assistant coordinators coming to the regional centers. Now, of course, technology has moved in the last 38 years. I mean, after IGNO was set up, and we are able to do it probably much more cost effectively today. Um, Dr. Rajesh, in his letter, told me that I should be talking related to the transformation happening. That is the way I took the what is written in the letter in the newness and ethics. That's why he had mentioned in the context of open distance education. But before I go into my talk, I think we should surely remember to give tribute to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Uh, Today is remembered as for his as a Children's Day, but it has relevance to remember him in the context of democratizing education also. He was a humanist, and then I remember the correspondence education as a mode of education, higher education, was well recommended by the Education Commission, which was of course decided before his passing away, but then continued, and then the report was submitted into 1966. So I do give tribute to him, and then of course the way that the democratizing education went into in by 19 late 70s of course 69 in all over the I mean in the world scenario, the UK Open University coming up, the first Open University in Andhra Pradesh coming up in late 70s, and of course in 85 IGNO was established. I thought I should mention that here. Now coming to the my what I want to talk here, in fact, Dr. Rajesh helps me many a time in putting some new words, and then I go and read it. So I did read about newness and ethics. I'm not either a student of theology or philosophy, but I found that it has a very profounding meaning. I mean, I only glanced through because I had time only to glance through, but I've decided to go back and read more about it. I could see the relationship. Probably Dr. Rajesh should have found between that and what is happening to the open distance education. The way I look at it, I could be wrong, but I surely want to present my view in that context of newness and ethics. Now, in the IGNO, when it was set up in 1985, it had a system that we had, in a way, I wouldn't say copied, but we are inspired by the system of the UK Open University. And but UK Open University only had a two-tier system of the campus and then the regional centers. UK being even not even as big as probably one of our states, so it was okay for them to have that of a two-tier system. But the issue when it came up for India, the IGNO rightly decided that there has to be regional centers accessible to the students all over the country. So, along with identifying regional centers in different states, the study centers were are also identified. That's why in Kerala, the IMG was the first study center to be identified. The lady there, the director was at that time. Later, she became the chief secretary in Kerala, and she was the one who supported that. I remember going to IMG because I was appointed at that time as planning officer. So Professor Ram Reddy asked me that why don't you go to IMG because they were charging some fees. I mean some, well, not fees, the rent for the facilities that we are using in IMG. And she was very kind to and understand that our concept of cooperation with the institutions in setting up study centers, and she promptly responded to Professor Reddy's request. And when she came to know that the regional centers are not just a facility for IGNO, but also IGNO can be used for the purposes for the centers or the institutions hosting those centers also. So it's like a win-win situation. That is the way it was looked at. That yes, most of the times it worked. In some cases there have been problems, but then that was all settled at that time. But if you look at the system at that time, um, the the developments in the OU at that time was mainly giving all over the world. The structure that we have adopted was more or less according to the developments of technology, etc., that was available at that time. So, and the large, our basic problem was that we were being a large country with large number of students to be catered to through the in higher education, to basically democratize higher education. That being the aim, more and more students have to come in, and such a large system, IGNO can be considered as the pioneer in developing a model which can reach out to students in the school, in the various towns and villages of India. So that's how it was started. But on one hand, the academics were working on the, the academic aspects of this, like material development and audio video programs was a major thing. Radio being considered as an important input, but of course not going beyond that. The television, of course, then I mean, in your first presentation with the Kulgi, I was seeing that the studio which was set up by JICA help that such a studio probably has no relevance today because at that time, but it was needed. Today, studio can be in 2 rooms, 3 rooms. You can have a studio done. Technology would have, of course, the equipments would have changed. It is digital now. At that time, it was digital. It, so that was the case, and JICA supported us. I still remember that was something like 50 million, I mean, $50 something. That money that used. But today be required to that, and so we have changed quite a bit. And the changes have change. I wouldn't like to really call as in the context of newness and ethics. I mean, coming concept, I like to call it as a change. Yes, it is a transformation that has really happened, and transformation uh, is is always the case. You can't remain static. The if you don't change, if you don't transform, you will perish. So that is not always the changes will continue to happen. Some people would say that the only thing that doesn't change is change itself. So what happened with the digital learning coming up, digitization coming up in the 90s, if you look at, and that has really, really revolutionized the ways that we can reach out to. I wouldn't say it is reach to, because reach out was I remember the caption those brochures IGNOU used to have is reaching out to the unreached. Now we are not just reaching out; we are engaging with the unreached. So it is a two-way process that is easily possible today, which was not very easy in those days. So that's something which we have to remember, that things have changed quite. It has transformed. But in the as I understand, I interpreted the newness and ethics within the context of utopianism. That is what I found. Utopia. You always use the word utopia for, because we don't reach there. It is a notion. We never reach utopia, but we always strive towards perfection. So that's what we always do. I mean, any history of any good institution, if you see, that happens, and in IGNOU also that has happened. We have moved from, in 38 years, from a setup of three-tier system of mostly face-to-face type of learning, and not mostly, I'm talking about the learner support centers, and self-learning through print materials as well as audio video programs. Today you can see, and those people who were there at that time can easily compare how much of change that has happened in the system itself today, and that will go on. Not that we will ever reach perfection. Perfection is not some which is just a notion. So, but we move towards that, and moving towards that is what is more important. Yeah. So that is what we will go on doing, and uh, see, if you look at some of the changes that is coming to IGNOU itself, which we never thought of at that time. We never imagined. Rather, we would have very argued that that should not be the way IGNOU should go. Is that IGNOU becoming a dual mode institution? Because IGNOU was a single mode institution, open learning, flexibility, and it can have very a study center within the campus or within the regional centers, but it is mostly the face-to-face interaction comes only as a support to the distance education. But look at today. I mean, in between there was an attempt, as we know, if you look at the history of IGNOU, that there was an attempt to have classes, face-to-face classes on Maidangadi campus. If somehow, some reason that was discontinued, probably it was not very well conceived at that time before it was established. Otherwise, there is nothing wrong in having it. There were open universities already in the country which were going for dual mode institutions, dual mode system, just like the Athabasca University in Canada. So there is nothing wrong in that. But at that time, if I myself would have argued against it, but today I can see that there is a need that we have to look at these together. And the national education policy also, those who have gone through that, and of course I still feel they have not really understood distance education to the extent they should. The apprehensions they had about distance education still seems to be lingering a bit. I mean, which is debatable. But then why I am telling it is that they have said so many words in that, like digital learning, online learning, MOOCs, etc. But they didn't want to bring it in the context of a distance education mode. These are all distance education after all. But that somehow they are not able to, they are shying away with, I don't know whether it is to academic reasons or other reasons, that they don't want to look at all this as now distance learning can happen through so many ways, and technology can help us in doing it. So that is not coming. But now I understand, I was told by somebody who was very closely associated with the national education policy. Maybe you officers in IGNOU would know that IGNOU is planning to have an on-campus program. They are actually, government is interested in giving IGNOU that opportunity, because seeing the big campus, the Maidangadi campus, maybe it is difficult to reach there because of the road problems. But once you are there, you have enough space to develop that into not only the present open university system, but also have a face-to-face mode there. Now, why I am telling it that changes are happening, we are transforming. In this context, I really want to look at what is the relevance of a regional a learner support centers. So learner support centers with technology, will it mean that it has no relevance today? No, I completely disagree to that argument. If somebody says we shouldn't have, in fact, that is to me, if not the backbone of the Open University system, it is surely the ribs of the Open University system. It is the ribs which keeps the backbone of the campus in place. If ribs were not there, probably the organism will not exist. So they are very important because they are the one which goes into all the places, distant places all over to the marginalized centers also of the of students. So so that's sort of in that context, how would you like to look at the functioning of a study center or a learner support centers? You see, here of course we have the administrative staff and the financial, the coordinators and assistant coordinators, deputy coordinators, but we don't have the academic support staff here. So I would like to present here the changes that would be needed, or how important, how critical this support is for the student. There may be change needed, but it is very critical. Why it is critical? Because in distance education, when I first joined TIGNO, I was not from a distance education institution or a correspondence education. I am from a face-to-face university. I was teaching face-to-face in my university. But when I came here, before taking up the job of a planning officer, I was told that I should look at what are the theories of distance education. See, one of the theories of distance education, which I appreciate very much, the students are isolated. They being isolated, but you expect them to be autonomous, and they are all being adults. We expect a certain extent of control from their side rather than we telling them this is what you have to learn. Flexibility being part of the open learning system. The coordinators and assistant coordinators in the centers had a very important role to play. I told that in UK Open University there is no entity like a study center. So what were they doing with the students? First of all, UK being very small, the regional centers were able to deal with the students directly. That is number one. Second is they had a position called counselors. I'm not telling academic they are counselors. I don't know whether they know. They didn't call it academic counselors. What was the role of the counselor? Their role, the counselors' role was tutors were there. Their academic counselors, our academic counselors were called as tutors there. Somehow India did not like the word tutor because it has some connotation historically, which most of the academics did not like to take. So we didn't use the word tutor. We rather went into adopting the word. It's our creation. Academic counselor as an academic support for conducting the sessions in the state centers is IGNO's creation. Otherwise, the counselor there in UK was for providing personal and educational guidance to and other type of guidance to the students. Guidance for what purpose? Guidance to make sure that they don't feel isolated. They are very much with the university, although university is far away. So who would be the people supporting that? It was the counselors. But in our system, it is basically this role was expected to be done by the coordinators and assistant coordinators of the study centers. They are the people available in the study centers, and they are not subject-wise divided. And any student can approach them and see, I have this problem, I have that problem. Now, how that can be taken care of. So that becomes very critical. Their continuation in maybe sometimes the academic the coordinator will have to talk to the academic counselor and say there is some problem with this student. Is it possible to deal with? If it is subject related issue, then of course the academic counselor will take it up. But if it is not, that he or she will not be able to do that. So it will have to be done by the coordinator himself or herself. So that's the type of expectation that was there at that time, and more or less it was going on quite well. But you should remember that in a country like India, being very large, and many a time success or failure of any particular strategy is not because of academic reasons, because academically one can prove, or theoretically one can prove, that yes, it can function, it works, and you can show examples of study centers where it works very well. But to manage a large system, it becomes a more a managerial problem. How can we really make sure that all study centers, if not all, at least 90% of the study centers all over the country, they do this, and in a manner that is acceptable to the institution, as well as is to the students, and they helpful to the students. So that has been the major problem. Of course, regional centers are the one which would rather coordinate with the learner support centers, and do whatever that is required in terms of the organization of a program. I remember that when we started the postgraduate diploma in higher education, we had a direct link with the regional centers and some of the study centers, because there was initially it was 12 days, it came down to 10 days. I don't know how many days are there today. The contact program, extended contact program, ECP, as we used to call that. And one staff member of the School of Education will be responsible for one or two states of the country. So there was a direct link. I being in Kerala, from Kerala, I used to come to Thiruvananthapuram. I used to come to, yesterday in Calicut, I saw the Farooq College. We had a program in Farooq College there. The JDT Islam, we had centers. That way, a direct link was there. So there was much more, what can I say, each other, interaction that was between the headquarters, the school, and the regional centers, and even to the extent of study centers, and that was working very well. But of course, when the system becomes larger, and the IGNOU decided that, I understand, and that might be a right decision of the IGNOU. I cannot argue on that at the moment unless I examine all the aspects of that. That the regional, the staff, or the academics of the headquarters should remain in Delhi, and the regional center will take care of all the thing, and it probably would have been going on well. I cannot say anything about that. But one thing why I am bringing that here is not just to say that there was a change. Change was done because of certain reasons and most important reason I can see is the expanding number of students in the programs. So that was one. Even decentralizing material distribution was done. I don't know whether it is decentralized now. Decentralizing evaluation is done now in the regional centers. The evaluation center for the South India being in Cochin, I know that also is done. So all those changes have happened. Now, why I brought in that today, I think we should look at all these functions in the light of the technology, the digital access we have, and the support that digitization can provide to us. See, today the students of a learner support center can interact with students not face to face when they come once in a week or once in 2 weeks to the center, but on a regular basis. And I was checking with Dr. Rajesh that is social media used for this purpose? He said yes. I mean, the centers use social media, WhatsApp, and for being in touch with the the students on a regular basis, it's a great thing for the students, because you can always put a message and say, oh, I have a problem like this, and there's somebody to respond to that. But any sort of digital media, unless that response to that or resolution of that problem is done in time, just in time, then it is of no value. That's a practical issue, to what extent this large number of queries from students can be taken care of. Because if it becomes only a one way, as some of the WhatsApp groups will say, only the admin has the right to post things, then it only like becomes a notice board. It should go beyond a notice board to an interactive session. In the case of administrative related to fees or any sort of scheduling of the tutorial classes, all these, this becomes very important. Of course, if academics were here, if academic counselors were there, I would have even said that if there are 30 students with that counselor, there should be a WhatsApp group on a regular interaction for academic interaction. Such academic engagements can only go into really developing those outcomes. Today we don't talk about just knowing or knowledge, but we talk about outcome-based education, as UGC would say, Government of India would say. And if those outcomes are to be achieved, then self-learning becomes very important, which our materials give. The Swayam and online support coming vertically from regional center to the students, or from headquarters to the students, becomes important. But equally important, I always feel that is the horizontal, the same level interaction, which is known as and creating a collaborative, interactive community, digital community among the students. Although the word is very large like this, it only means that you should have a digital group where the students can interact and discuss things, and then that is how many of the outcomes related to critical thinking or other higher level applications and such thing can be achieved. That becomes the responsibility of coordinating. That will be the responsibility of the learner support centers as well as the regional centers. But actually doing it, every academic counselor will be a member of the group, which will have the number of students assigned to that person. It is important that it is counselor wise provided. There is no point in having academic discussion. Of course, I wouldn't say no point, but more useful is that it has to be related to that course. So every course will have a WhatsApp group. Somehow this interaction has not, many places I have placed this. There must be some difficulty, I could say, because I am more theoretically talking these days. So practically, those who are trying to do that may find it difficult. That can be debated and sorted out, because they have not been using it to the extent needed. And every time even Government of India talks about it, they only talk about vertical. Vertical is more for making sure there is quality, or material in a repository can be used by the students, like Swayam or Gyan Ghosh and all these. But it doesn't allow a student to student interaction with and along with the academic counselor. So my time is up. It is 10:40. So I wouldn't like to continue on this talk, but maybe some other time that there could be more academic discussions on this. But let me say that thank Dr. Rajesh that for inviting me to this to inaugurate. I asked him when he called me a few days back, what do you want me to do? He said it is to inaugurate this. So inauguration, but he did a great thing. I should thank him again for that. Is sending those two that in the letter, putting that newness and ethics, which made me read, and it made me also relate that with the open distance education, because I thought that along with my inaugurating you, I should also gain something out of this by learning more about what you are doing. So thank you for that. So I formally inaugurate this program, and I wish this as all success, and this will, as Dr. Rajesh said in the beginning, this is for new coordinators and assistant coordinators as well as the experienced one. Sometimes it is sometimes difficult to change. Experienced ones becomes difficult to switch to a new one. New ones may find it easier to adopt because they didn't have any experience earlier. So it is both ways. But reflecting on this is very important for both. And then if that makes a difference in the quality of what you are doing, that will be really great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. As always, it was a pleasure and a learning experience listening to you. As they say, the essence of the pudding is in its eating. And in the inaugural session itself, I should say we have consumed quite a lot. You have taken us through the vibrant journey of distance education in this country, especially from the perspective of IGNOU. And also, you have given insights into what a learner support center would actually do further in enhancing the effectiveness of its activities. Sir, if you have maybe 5 or 10 minutes more, we can have a round of self-introduction from our participants, sir.
Yes, sure. We can have. Yes.
Yeah.
I am available to learn.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. I would request the participants to introduce themselves. May I start with, yeah, please. One by one, you can switch on the microphone and your video and introduce yourselves. We can start from our own office.
Respected Senior Regional Director, sir, Dr. M. Rajesh, sir, thanks for conducting a beautiful one-day orientation program. And I'm R. Raja, Assistant Registrar. My role is overview of type of financial and administration roles. And also I would like to wish Professor Mohana Menon, sir, I'm not worthy to tell his name, but I know very well the initial stage of IGNOU I joined. I know sir was very famous, but it gives me immense pleasure to talk with him. So nice of you, candid. Thank you, sir. This is Raja.
Thank you, doctor.
Myself, Dr. Satyakirti, Assistant Regional Director. I'm saying.
I'm not able to hear. There is voice.
I think the.
Yeah, myself, Dr. Satyakirti. Dr. Satyakirti, Assistant Regional Director.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Pillajit, kindly unmute yourselves. I think still you are still on mute. I think there is some technical problem at his end. He's Mr. Rajan Pillai. He is Assistant Section Officer, and he has been there with IGNOU right from the beginning. Yeah, Gaurav, please.
I'm Kumar Gaurav, Assistant Executive from Regional Center Trivandrum.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Others, kindly come in and introduce yourselves. Especially from the study centers, kindly start introducing yourselves.
Hey, sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning, all. I'm Dr. Sanal Kumar, Coordinator of IGNOU Study Center 1413, SN College, Kollam. Thank you.
Yes, okay, nice to see you.
That's one of the oldest study centers in the region.
Remember that SN probably was one of the earlier ones. After yeah, that's right.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. My name is Nichelle Prem Elias. I'm from the Study Center, All Saints College. I'm the assistant coordinator there, newly appointed.
Nice
Thank
to
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Morning, sir. I am Dr. Kuriakos V. Kocheril from Inaugural Study Center, Catholic College, Pathanamthitta. And newly appointed as coordinator.
The college?
Catholic College, Pathanamthitta.
Okay. Pathanamthitta, yes. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, please, others may also introduce themselves.
Sir, myself. Sir, good morning, everyone. Sir,
Yes.
sir, audible? Is it audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Sir, myself, Swaraj, program in charge, State Resource Center, Inaugural Study Center, working at the State Resource Center. We are providing only MA in adult education. Mohan sir, I met you in Malaysia.
Oh, when you came for conference.
Yes.
Okay.
Commonwealth of Learning.
Yes,
The
yes,
meeting,
yes.
Pan Common Forum.
Yeah. In KL, Kuala Lumpur.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Another one period, sir, earlier, I think in 2007, we met in Idukki district, associated with one project of Commonwealth of Learning. You and
Yes, I remember.
I think some of your friends from Hyderabad.
Yes, Krishna.
Like I don't know his name. I forgot his name.
Krishna Aluri. He was
Krishna
the
Aluri,
one.
yes. Yourself, Krishna Aluri, and Susan.
Yeah, Susan Phillips. Yes, and we visited.
Susan Phillips.
I still remember. We had a good time. You took us to some centers in Turkey. That was
Yes, sir.
about in 2000.
Yes, sir. It was a nice experience. Still, I remember your, I can't forget. Very nice. Very nice to see you again. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Others may kindly introduce themselves.
Good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Yes, sir. My name is Ritesh Kumar. I'm the coordinator of Study Center DB Pamba College, Parimala in Pathanamthitta district.
Okay. Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. I mean, virtually, I find it very difficult to say. I should say that. No. Nice to meet you. Yes.
Good morning, all. Good morning, Mohan sir.
My
name is Sajid. My name is Sajid, and I'm the assistant coordinator at DB Pamba College, Parimala.
Oh, the same college from.
Same college, sir.
Nice to meet you, Sajid.
Thank you, sir. Nice to meet you too.
Yes, please. Others also. Marian's College had unmuted themselves.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
I am Ricky John, coordinator, Study Center, Ramovilas College, Valaga.
Thiruvananthapuram itself. Which
Valaga,
district? No, which district? Thiruvananthapuram district?
Kollam.
Okay. Kollam district. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, sir.
So, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, I am Prasad, Program in Charge, NVKST College of Education, 2591, Kanyakumari district.
Okay. Program in charge means you are B.Ed program you have?
Sir, actually, it's a B.Ed program study center, but now we are only approved to conduct MA education and postgraduate diploma requirements.
Right. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
No, because you said program center, that's why, because that is given to it's a different concept, no? Nice to meet you, Prasad.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else who wishes to introduce himself or herself? Kindly come online.
Sir, I am Sumesh Kumar, Chrysler College Study Center.
Dr. Sumesh Kumar. Which college?
Christ College.
Chrysler College.
Correct. Christ College?
Maranallur, Trivandrum.
Oh, okay, okay, right. Okay, nice to meet you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Yes, Mr. Anu, please.
Yes, I can see you, Mr. Anoop. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
I am Alexander Jacob, coordinator of Maravani College.
Okay, okay. All right. Okay. Nice to meet you, Dr. Alexander.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Anyone else? Okay, if there is no one else to introduce themselves, I think the inaugural session is brought to a close. And I once again thank our very esteemed chief guest for the day, Professor Mohan B. Menon, for having spared his very valuable time, because sir has a number of other engagements today, and in spite of his very busy schedule, he was able to spare some time for us, and definitely his interaction with our audience has definitely set the tone for the day. And I once again thank you sincerely from the core of our hearts, sir. Thank you, and
okay,
and I'm sure that in future also you will be closely associated with most of our activities.
Surely, I'll be happy to do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, okay, thank you.
So now we shall get into the heart of our program for the day. The first session for this day shall be taken by Sri R. Raja, Assistant Registrar, Inaugural Session, Trivandrum.